true. He became my best friend after college. But there was a guy at college named David Levitthan, who I was often mistaken for. Now, this would have been fine, an everyday occurrence, except that David Levitthan happens to be an incredible dancer. He dances with the Mark Morris Dance Group, which is one of the best modern dance companies there is in the world right now. So that's what he went on to do. So constantly I'd be stopped on the street by people I casually knew who'd be like, oh my God, David, you seem like such a clumsy oaf, but last night on stage, you were beautiful. I didn't know you had such beauty within you. And I'd be like, yeah, that wasn't me. And so I've always been fascinated. David and I both moved to New York at the same time. We became best friends. And I was always fascinated by just the way people with similar names or the same names, just what that bond is and what that means. And so after the collaboration I did with Rachel Cohn, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, I was very much on a collaboration kick, and I wanted to do another one, and I thought, oh, it would be cool to write with a guy writer. And I came up with this idea to write from the point of view of different characters with the same name. And I read an advanced reader's copy of Looking for Alaska, and emailed John about it, and we became friends. And so one day we were talking on the phone, and I said, I have this idea, I want to do it.
And I said, that sounds great, because I needed money. And David was by far the most talented and famous person who'd ever talked to me. And also because I liked the idea. I think that's approximately the right order. I really admired David's work since Boy Meets Boy, which came out in 2003. And I thought very highly of him as a writer, and I thought very highly of his imprint at Scholastic Push, and I really was incredibly excited about the prospect of working with him. And he said, why don't we have like 4 authors do things from the perspective of 4 different Will Graysons? And I said, why don't instead we have 2 authors, thereby doubling my paycheck? That's not what I said. Right. I had a lot of important artistic and creative reasons.
Right. And it's important to know that at this point, I had one book that had come out. His book hadn't come out yet. So really, the combined power of us was like maybe we'd get like a 5-figure deal. Like
I would have been thrilled with a 5-figure deal, yeah. I'd never had one at that point, yeah.
Exactly, neither had.
Yeah.
So yes, but lo and behold, many, many years later, the book is shaped.
We spent like 10 minutes telling the story of the month where we thought up the idea,
right.
And then we're going to spend 30 seconds talking about the 5 years that we wrote it. Then we wrote it. Here it is.
Well, maybe, yeah, we'll talk more about the process, I'm sure, in the questions and answers.
Yeah.
But basically, the story is shaped like an X, that we wrote our chapters parallel to each other, but then they intersect in the middle, and then they sort of go back out again. And that was something neither of us had done before, and it was really kind of fun. But in that way, we both got to sort of make our Will Graysons our own, and then sort of play with them. And John, in his first chapter, invented somebody named Tiny Cooper, who we were about to meet, unfortunately, in the guise of me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to like, get into my Tiny Cooper place. While I'm getting into my Tiny Cooper place, we do have a special guest star who's going to help us with the first reading. So.
Alexandra of the Sister Salad, which is a YouTube channel, is going to be reading the part of Jane. Is that right?
Right.
Are you all right with that?
Yes.
Good, because you don't have a backup. So there are 3 characters in this. There's me. I'm going to be playing Will Grayson. Alexandra will be playing Jane. And David, gives me such joy to say, will be playing Tiny.
I used to be much bigger, much gayer.
Yes, I want you to go to your big gay place.
Right. It's like imagining Kurt on Glee, but like times 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grow.
I've never done
Grow
this
and gay
before.
Ready?
Okay.
And see. We're actors. My best and only friend, Tiny Cooper, is not the world's largest person, and he is not the world's gayest person, but I believe he is the world's largest person who is really, really gay, and also the world's gayest person who is really, really large. So after school one day, he calls me.
You should come to the Gay Straight Alliance meeting tomorrow.
Nothing personal, Tiny, but I don't go in for alliances. Anyway, you know my policy on extracurricular activities.
No, I don't.
Well, I'm opposed to them. Just the curricular activities are plenty for me. Listen, Tiny, I gotta go. My mom's on the other line. No, it's Hank. There is somebody.
You have another line.
Oh, so I do. Not technically true.
Actually, I need you to come because we have to get our membership numbers up. Our school funding is partly decided by meeting attendance.
Why do you need money from the school? You've got your own house.
We need money so that we can stage our production of Tiny Dancer.
Oh my sweet, holy God.
What?
Tiny Dancer is this musical which was written by Tiny. It's basically Tiny's slightly fictionalized life story, except it is sung, and it is the, I mean, I don't use this adjective lightly, but it is the gayest single musical in all of human history, which is really saying something. And by gay, I don't mean that it sucks. I just mean that it's gay. It's actually, as musicals go, quite good. I'm particularly fond of the song, "The Nose Tackle Likes Tight Ends," which includes the memorable couplet, "The locker room isn't porn for me, because you're all too damned pimply." I just worry that staging Tiny Dancer might be what the gay rights movement would call bad for the teen.
That's exactly the kind of thing that you can say tomorrow.
Fine. So I get on Facebook to try to figure out who exactly is in the Gay-Straight Alliance and whether they might develop into like a suitably non-annoying group of friends. And then Jane IMs me.
Hey!
Hey.
Sorry, that might have been an inappropriate exclamation point use.
Ha, it's all good.
I hear Tiny's recruiting you to join the GSA.
Indeed.
You should come. We need members. It's kind of pathetic, actually.
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
Your Facebook is funny. I like activities. Ought to involve sunglasses.
You have more favorite bands than Tiny has ex-boyfriends.
Yeah, well, some people have lives, some people have music.
And some people have neither.
Cheer up, Will. You're about to be the hottest straight guy in the Gay-Straight Alliance.
How many straight guys? Straight gays. Ricky Martin joke, please?
Maybe Anderson Cooper instead.
Hey-oh! How many straight guys are there in the Gay-Straight Alliance?
You're it.
So a couple days later, the 8th period bell rings, and I feel the endorphins sizzling through my body that usually indicate I have successfully survived another school day, but then I remember, day ain't over yet. I head upstairs to the GSA meeting.
Grayson, you're here! Thank God!
Wait, this is the Homosexuality is an Abomination Club, right? Hey,
Grayson, are you abandoning your asexuality?
I'm not asexual, Tiny. I'm a-relationshipal.
Such a tragedy that you won't date. I mean, the only thing you have going for you is you're adorable. I mean, to me, you are a hideous and disgusting monster. But you're adorable to straight girls, and yet you steadfastly refuse to date. I mean, is Grayson not adorable?
Only then do I realize the full extent of the insanity. Tiny Cooper has brought me to a Gay-Straight Alliance meeting to hook me up with a girl.
You are straight, right?
I think so.
You should totally date Grayson! He thinks you're super cute.
Are you there, God? It's me, Will Grayson. Dear God, I swear that I will take a vow of silence and move to a monastery and worship you for my remaining days if you just, this one time, provide me with an invisibility cloak. Come on, please, invisibility cloak, now. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Fortune comes in with a few stragglers to start the meeting, at which point Tiny Cooper lobbies for the essentiality of staging Tiny Dancer, and I continue to pray that I might somehow disappear. When the meeting adjourns, I cling to my desk as everyone else files out.
Did you mean that, or were you just kidding?
Why do you ask?
I don't know. Just, we had a good time at the hideout, and I don't know.
I wasn't kidding!
Once I was sure everyone was gone, I got up. Tiny, of course, lay in wait. Of all the miserable fucking things you've done to me,
A, cocksucker is not an insult. B,